right, make sure you're using your recordings. Wait, is this? Oh, are those? Are you on? It's on, but it's not being read. Why is that? Let's see. Files. Okay. So you can't see this, but I can see this. I should probably do some sort of intro for this video, right? Welcome, welcome once again to the continued adventures of Uncle Fonzo as he tries to learn TypeScript. Let me switch over to my screen so you can see what's happening. Now, what you can't see is that I'm also trying to not just stream this, but record this at the same time. But I am having an issue with my recording location. So I'm going to try to work this out. Hopefully. Yeah, okay. So things are here. Ah, but we can't do the thing. Oh my God. I have to configure my drive. So shoot. Let's go back. Let's unmount that drive. Unmount the drive. Eject. Okay, eject. All right, so they're unmounted. All right, so I'm going to and we're going to plug you in to the machine. Nobody can see. And let's see. Let's open up the utility to load that puppy. Oh, that's interesting. What the heck is that? I haven't seen that before. What is that? How big is that? 500. What the heck? That's also 500. Used 11 Pro. What is this thing saying? Is this the first time I've done this since I updated that? Since I updated this? What is that? Alright, so I have strange things on one of my other machines that I don't think I've noticed before. File system, okay, same thing. What on earth? 500, 6, yeah, that is pretty full. There we go with this, there we go with that. Okay, so I was thinking about this. All right, so I'm fixing that over in another spot. Meanwhile, we're going to just kind of push forward, and when that's done, I'm just going to reconnect that device off camera. And we're going to get to what you're here for, and that is me continuing to learn TypeScript. Right? Now, I am. How do I describe this? So there's multiple sources that I'm trying to pull from, right? TypeScript documentation, other YouTubers, etc. Right now, though, I am kind of focusing around Jack's videos here. Jack Harrington, he's a YouTuber, and he's got some cool content that he took some time to carefully put together. So go show him some love. Give him a subscribe, give him a like, put some comments in there. You know what it's about, what you gotta do. But here's the thing. So the last video that I did, I think was around generics. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, not that one. generics up here. Yeah, generics with Kia, right? Okay. TypeScript utility types. This was cool, by the way. I really enjoyed this one. Um, but here's the thing. There's a whole bunch of other stuff related to TypeScript that Jack gets into that I'm sure is quite important. But my key thing that I'm trying to get to by next week is TypeScript and React. So I can get to get back to Next.js, the Next.js project that I want to build using TypeScript, right? So my main mission here right now is not just understanding TypeScript, but understanding TypeScript in the context of using it with React. Okay, so off camera, I was kind of looking forward to, looking forward into Jack's series of videos here on his No BSTS series here. And I'm seeing he gets into TypeScript with classes, TypeScript classes, which static TypeScript classes, more classes in TypeScript. So, in case you don't know, there's two different ways of doing programming in JavaScript. There's classes, right, class-based, and functional, right, object-oriented and functional. Um, right now, React, at least in what I've been dealing with the past 3 years, I think is when that got changed, has been all functional, right? So I'm not really trying to dig into all this cool content that's related to classes in TypeScript for my particular use case that I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to what's the basic stuff I need to know that can get me going. What's the 20% that I need to know so I can attack the other 80%, right? 20/80, right? Basically, enough to wrap this around my head and then be able to go into the documentation later on when I need to get specific edge case stuff, right? So that I can understand it. So, anyway, I was looking through this stuff and I kind of stumbled was like, okay, I'm thinking read only and immutability. I want to dig. I was talking to another Next.js developer who was talking about enums. How does TypeScript handle enums? Because I was asking them, I was like, man, I feel like I'm overwhelmed right now with all the TypeScript information, right? Just like I feel like I'm at the top of a mountain falling or the bottom of a mountain looking up or trying to swim up a waterfall. I'm like, whatever. Just too much data. And I just did look, I want to write React code in a framework like Next.js. And this person happens to be a Next.js developer. So the what's the key stuff I need to understand or to wrap this around my head so I can do that without having to spend months combing through every single aspect of all the documentation, right? Anyway, so we had that discussion, and that person was mentioned to me, enums, enums. So I'm like, oh, okay, so this kind of reminded me of that detail that person was saying. So maybe I'll need to check this one too. But here's the key takeaway, because then he goes into classes. I'm not trying to look at classes right now. Look at classes later. But if we go forward, he drops into this utility types in TypeScript part 2, and here's why, right? So I'm thinking this is probably a great spot to pick up from the last one, since I did part 1 of utility. Where's utility? Utility types 1, utility types 2. And guess what he talks about here? Let's pop this open so we can see this here.
TS episode 19, and in this one we're going to take a look at a few more utility types before we jump into the world of applying TypeScript to React. So, what
Yes. Yes. Okay.
are those utility types? Well, let's jump on over to the TypeScript handbook and have a look at them. So the first one is the parameters type, and that looks at the parameters that go into a function and gives you back an array of all the different parameters. Obviously, you can have multiple parameters on a function, so that's why it's an array. We're going to also look at constructor parameters. That's basically exactly the same thing, but it's applied to the parameters of a constructor. So in this case, like a class constructor. Return type gives you the output type from a function. And this is actually the one that I want us to pay a little bit of attention to as we go through this, because we'll be using that when it comes to the use state hook on React. And then instance type, which is essentially the same thing as return type, but applied to constructors as opposed to functions. So we're going to basically look at the parameters of functions, the return type of functions, the parameter of constructors, and the return type of constructors. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to create a new file here called utility types2.tf.
And now we know why he did utility types 1 way back in, what was this, like video 10, I think he did that one. Let me scroll back up in video 8 or 10. Yeah, 9. Utility, yep, utility types. Aha. Nice. So I'm thinking this is where I want to push forward, right? Because I'm trying to get into React. And I will go back where things kind of make sense right now to go back. Like, okay, mixins sounds like that might be interesting. I might be interested in conditional types. Do I care about conditional types? I don't know. That was another thing too my friend was talking about. It was like, do we need to get into all the, building, like what's just the basic stuff? Sometimes you just need to do any, because there's a whole lot of third-party libraries which you're going to be dealing with in React. And they aren't set up, for TypeScript. It's just like get to the any, just use the and keep, and where, instead of having to build a, giant construct going on here, with generics and whatnot. I mean, that was his position. So, I mean, it's not, it is what it is. But I'm trying to just wrap this around my head, man. Like, when I first learned HTML, I wasn't trying to learn every aspect of every tag and try to memorize that, so then I could be stamped and qualified as, you now know HTML because you can regurgitate anything that we ask you. Really? It's much parsed down than that to first, wrap the concept around your head, so then you can go out later on and build upon it when you need to by looking through the documentation. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Let me get into it. So, yeah, 919. I'm just scrolling. I bet you if you're watching this, you're like, "What? I just shot my code." All right, so let's get to it. So let's create our new file. Let's go ahead and open our old file we left off, so we can get that in there. Server is doing its thing. It's still tied. Restart server. Tied. Restart server. I still don't know why this is happening, so I haven't had a chance to dig into it yet. So open U, change mode, create file, and the new file is going to be utility dash types dash 2 ts. Okay, and yeah, there we go with that. And now we'll enter that, and we'll close the sidebar, and we will proceed. Okay. All right, Jack. Take it away.
Yes, we already have a utility types 1. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going.
Oh, last videos I had going, I had some background music rolling, and it was kind of chill vibe. And I think I want to experiment with that some more. So let's see how this kind of feels, and we'll kind of get that going in the background, kind of gently. I think I'm waiting for that beat to drop. Okay, general. There we go. Okay. Little lower back here so we don't, so it's kind of like in the background vibe, right? And then we got Jack going. All right, Jack. Teach us some things here.
Going to create a function that takes a name and gives us back a full name. So it's going to take a first and a last and give us back a complete structure that gives us a first, last, and a full name. So first thing we need to do is define our name structure. So in this case, I'll use a type for that. And we'll have a first, which is a string, and a last, which is a string.
Ooh,
and then we're going to have a add full name function, which when given a name, will give you back a name, and this is going to add on top of it a full name. So let's see how to implement that. Well, the first thing we're going to need to do is return an object. And then within that object, we want everything that was in the original object, right? And then we want a full name. So that could be just that. Or we could do the right thing, give it a text template like this, and put in there name.first and name.last. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is create a permute function that when
not as fast a typer as you, my friend. I should do it ever. But it gives me an idea for a game on though. Let's see. Name. Ooh. Fingers be fat again. Name and full name. Let's see. Add full name. Yeah, okay. And alright, so let's turning everybody in that name to get these boring. Sometimes it gives me practice. Keyboarding just needs some help with this keyboard. Okay, where's the dollar? Okay, squiggly dollar. Okay, first. Let's get first, and let's get name. Here. Okay, so now what you talking about, Jack?
given
Let's come back a bit.
Okay, so the next thing we want to do is create a permute function that when given, in this case, add full name, and an array of names gives us back an array of these structures of full name. So if it's going to be generic, it needs to look at this parameter and say that we need an array of that. And then it needs to look at this return type and say that it's going to output an array of that return type. So let's try that. Let's say function permute rows. And we know this is going to be a generic, right? So we're going to start with a type, because that is going to be the iterator function type. And then there's going to be an array of that incoming data, and that should be the parameters for that type of the iterator function. That's going to give us that array of the different parameters going into, in this case, add full name. So from that, we want to pick off the first parameter. So that would be parameter 0. And then the return type coming out of this is going to be the return type of that iterator function, and an array of that. Oh, we also want an array of this, so that's going to be an array as well. Okay, so
you know what? Okay, let me pause him right here while I type this in there. But you know what? I forgot my intro. I forgot to say hello to all my nieces and nephews and all my other nibblings. Greetings from Uncle Fonzo. Uncle Fonzo loves you. Give Uncle Fonzo a call sometime, if you can. All right. Let's see. All right. Iterator function. Let's see. Iterator function t data parameters. All right. So general type. I'm breaking that convention GT because T just reminds me of type by itself. I don't care. It's my code. All right. Let's see. Did I blah 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 blah? And do I want to put you down here like that? I don't know. Let's see. Return type and the return type. General type. Generic type. Boom. Bam. Oh wait. Iterator type.
So let's see. I'm going to return out an array, and we've got an issue. So what's the issue here? TypeScript. Let's go over to problems and see what our issue is. Well, the issue here is that the type of t, in this case, does not satisfy the constraint of it being a function. So,
okay, wait, hang on. So we got some other jazz going on down here. What's happening down here? Okay, that's that thing that happens every now and then. Something else you gotta figure out. All right, so we got that, we got that, we got that, we got this. Return. All right, get that going. Okay, now it's giving us that. Oh, there we go. Type UT does not satisfy the constraint args any data parameters GT return data. Oh wait, where does go? Okay, yeah, iterator funct. I spelled that right. I think so. Okay, all right, so kind of thinking I want to prettify this thing so it kind of matches prettier. Prettified. Okay. All right, so okay, yeah, oh, okay. All right, let's see.
Parameters itself is constrained to just applying to functions, and we haven't told t here that you must be a function. So in order to do that, we need to say that t must extend a function. So we'll say extends, and then how do we define any function in the world? Well, any function in the world can be defined as any arguments producing any result. That is the most generic version of a function that you can find, right? Any.
Wait. Okay, I have to like geek out here with my man because I dig it. Wow. Okay. Args. Okay. Any. See, I'm kind of excited. Like, actually, get to the point where I can like write some stuff with React with this because then I think it'll fully click. But just like I'm digging it. Okay.
Any result. That is the most generic version of a function that you can find, right? Any function will match this constraint. So, okay, what do I need to do with this? Well, we need to go and iterate over data. And basically just, it's an iterator. It's a map. It's really that. But it's...
Let's do it. Let's do it. Iterator data that map over the iterator. It's iterator. Yeah. It's a map. Yeah. Okay. Right on.
It's just an elaborate way of doing this. And in fact, actually, you could easily replace parameters with just a template looking at this first argument. And in this case, you could replace return type with effectively the same thing, but capturing the output. It's fine. It's nice to be able to use utility functions like this. And I think it maybe reads a little bit cleaner. So let's try this out. So let's do console.log. And then we'll permutate the rows. And we'll call our add full name function there over all the items in this array. So let's see. I need a... This is actually pretty cool, right? So this is telling us I want a name there. So let's see. First has got to be in there. Let's put me in there. And then last has got to be in there. Let's put me in there as well. Okay, there we go.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay, so ours shows up down here. So we got permeate rows. Okay. Full name. Oh, it keeps wanting to like automatically. It does that. I'm like, okay, that's what that's. Oh shoot. 1, 2, 1. What are those in? Wait. Okay, there we go. 1, 2. Wait, who? It goes there. That goes there. Okay. All right. Add full name. Add full name. Full name. Wait, that's not a function. That's just that. Hang on. That's that. There we go. We got that. There we go. First. What's up, Jack? Last. And Barrington. Okay, Jack. Okay, let's see. What? Missing something. We got something that's out of place. Oh, we're missing another. There we go. All right. Let's do this. Let's just escape to get escape that. And I'm gonna take a pause because I gotta get some food off my soul. Hold on. Okay, thank you for your patience. I am now back with my vittles sitting next to me, so you might hear me snacking. All right. So, back to where we were at. I want to hear him talk about this little spot again. Let's go back here. Let's Jack talk about that again.
Let's try this out. So let's do console.log, and we'll permutate the rows, and we'll call our add full name function there over all the items in this array. So let's see. I need a. This is actually pretty cool, right? So this is telling us I want a name there.
Okay, actually, okay, I want to pause that because I want to see. Will this do that for me? Because he's got that. Yeah, he's inside his. Right. Let me take this out. Delete all that. Alright, let's do that. Type is missing the following properties from type. Name. Nice.
So let's see. First has got to be in there. Let's put me in there. And then last has got to be.
Properties from type name first. Uncle. We're gonna change it up. Last. Lights out. Nice. Now shift that. Hit escape, but we'll have to go down there and log. And now I gotta figure out how to turn that off. That's great. Okay, now.
I'll be in there. Let's put me in there as well. Okay, there we go. And let's give this a try. Okay, so npx ts node, utility types 2.
All right, hang on. Let's get it going. Why did that show node modules? Maggot to-do list. Okay, why did Git just show up? Did I Git repository? Wait, did I hit the wrong key? Wait, hang on. 0T. There we go. I did hit the wrong key. All right, so we're going to do npx ts utility types 2. That little. That was a. Wasn't that like? It feels like that was a memory from an animated movie. Anyway.
TS, and there we go. Great. Okay, so it's called our add full name function, which has passed it in that Jack Harrington, and that in turn has created.
My full name. Full name. Uncle. Wait. Wait, what happened here with the last name? String add full name. Full name. Return name. Full name. $name dot first. Oh, how did we get here? Oh, how did that get like that? Okay, squiggly grace. How come nobody told me that was like that? Let's see. Yeah, it's that little melody from the Pixar movie or something. What? Oh, okay. Anyways, let's keep going. So we got that. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, let's rerun this. So pop. Ta-da! There we go. All right.
Created that full name output, which is what we're seeing down here. So, yay! Okay, so let's see how would we apply that to a class. So the first thing we need to do is create a new class. We'll call it person with full name, and it takes a constructor, and that constructor is going to take a name and then turn that into a public variable. And it's not going to do anything with that, but it is going to have a getter for full name, which returns basically that templated string from before. But in this case, we've got thises. So this dot name dot first, and then this dot name dot last, like that. Okay, cool. So now we've got our class. Now we need to be able to go and build a whole bunch of objects from a similar kind of data input. We want to have a function that creates objects if you give it person with full name, given
constructor parameters and instance type. That's all. Fitting all them letters in there, man. All right. So I took a little nibblings here. I wonder you might hear me nibbling. Let's see what's getting done over there. And it's hot. Okay. Oh. Yeah, by the camera one. This could be a mukbang. Watch me eat. Right. Put some hot sauce in that. All right. Constructor parameters and instance type. So let's do this. Constructor parameters and instance type. Okay. All right, as we learned from Master Jack here, Master Harrington. Master Harrington. All right, so person with full name. Full name. All right. That there. Constructor. Okay. Public name. Oops. Name.
and the data that comes as an input. So let's call that
Oops. Wait.
person with full.
Yeah, that's what I see. Okay. Let's see what you got. Constructor name. Okay, so constructor and a getter. Get full name. Full name. Return. Dollar bill. Okay, so this dot name dot first dollar this dot name dot all right, get full name, return this dot name dot first constructor public name. Okay. Every time I see a class, I keep thinking, man, I should have just stuck with Java years ago. All right. Some very hot beans and rice. All right. Function date. What you creating, buddy?
8 objects. And the first thing we need is a class. We'll call that object type or whatever if you want, and we'll make it a T, just like we did before with the function. And we'll go over here and we'll make that a generic. And then we've got data. And the data in this part, in this plane, is going to be a constructor parameters of T. And again, we'll pick off the 0th item. So in this case, that's going to be that public name right here.
First item. Right.
And again, we want an array of that. And the output here is going to be an instance type. So a constructor creates an instance, and the instance type is the return type of that constructor. So again, we'll return an empty array.
But yo, what's with that tune? I don't know, that's kind of like, hey, let's skip that one. Let's go here. There we go. All right. All right. All right. A function create objects. A function create objects. Takes general type, object type, data. Okay, I want to hear him talk about that again. Hang on. Let's go back on. Construct parameters. Oh, this is it. This whole thing. Okay. All right. So let's go back a little bit. Create objects. Objects. See, that's a bit hard. See? Type.
And we'll go over here and we'll make that a generic. And then we've got data. And the function, objects. That creates objects if you give it person with full name, given the data that comes as an input. So let's call that create objects. And the first thing we need is a class. We'll call that object type or whatever if you want. And we'll make it a T, just like we did before with the function. And we'll go over here and we'll make that a generic. And then we've got data. And the data in this part, in this plane, is going to be a constructor parameters of T. And again, we'll pick off the 0th item. So in this case, that's going to be that public name right here. And again, we want an array of that. And the output here is going to be an instance type. So a constructor creates an instance, and the instance type is the return type of that constructor. So again, we'll return an empty array. And we'll see what TypeScript's problem is. What's your problem, TypeScript? Well, in this case, it's saying that the T doesn't satisfy the constraint of new args any. So basically, the only difference between a function declaration, like this one, extends like this guy right here, is the addition of the new, and the new makes it a constructor. So let's go back over here, extends, and then new, and basically just paste in that one from before.
New. Okay. Extends. New. Oops. Any. Args. Any. Parameter any implicitly has an any type. Rest parameter args implicitly has an any. Have a comma there, or should it be a data's cleared? Okay, cool. Okay, so there, alright. Run your blue. Let's see. Okay, so what do you have to come here? Yeah, just putting some rice and beans in my face. Type never. It's not assignable to type instance type GT. Okay, we'll talk to us about here. This here chat.
And so where this one, this guy, matches any function, this guy will match any constructor because it's got that new keyword up front. Cool, right? All right, so here's what we do. We got to go and implement this now. So let's go iterate over data. And then with every item, I guess, we'll call it item, sure, whatever. We will do a new and then instantiate object type on that item. And let's see how we go. All right, so actually that we need an array coming out of there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. I think that might actually work. So let's see. Let's console log here again. And in this case, we'll use create objects instead of permute rows. And now it's telling us, hey, buddy, right? That is not a constructor. Add full name does not implement new, but person with full name is a constructor. So there we go. Okay, cool. And I don't know, let's call this LG Harrington. That's one of my dogs. So.
Trying to do that. Adam. Is that still? That's. Why are you? Okay, let's erase. Right, any is not assignable to type instance. Type hang on. Data mapped. Okay, wait.
So it's LG.
Change something while I was stuffing beans in my face. GT extends new any constructor any okay object. Okay, hang on. Let's all right. Object type data constructor parameters. Okay, we do that thing Bob from last time. Instance type. Ah, there you go. What's the difference between this and this? Yeah, let's go back
There we go. But right, that is not a constructor. Add permute row. Array coming out. How we go? All right, so actually that we need an array coming out of there. Yeah.
Ah, see that right there, that spot. Yep, now it's stuffing beans my face at the time. Okay.
That makes sense. Okay, cool. I think that might actually work. So let's see. Let's console log here again. And in this case, we'll use create objects instead of permute rows. And now it's telling us, hey, buddy, right? That is not a constructor. Add full name does not implement new, but person with full name is a constructor. So there we go. Okay, cool. And I don't know, let's call this LG Harrington. That's one of my dogs. So let's see. All right, let's try it this time.
With objects. Okay. Person with full name. Because it receives a whole function. Person with full names. Okay. Then data. Data. Hmm. Okay, just change that. This. Save that. T. FW. Run this, and everything explodes in my face. All right, so got some typos I gotta work out here. Can't put that some. That looks over here. Return a new GS error. Unable to compile. Expected 2 arguments got 0. Line 41. Line 41? So what do we do wrong? Also log create objects. Person with full name. Array. First, last. I seem to have an extra thingamabob here. Oh, no, I don't. That's because he's got that. Okay. That's fine. Why you no rookie? Let's see here.
Time. Great. Okay. So now the
Here's where. Okay, so I got a typo here someplace. What's the deal? Person with full name. Person with full name.
a second console is right, and that's name is a add full mute row. In this case, so let's see. Let's yeah.
I want to see person with
Every item, I guess.
get full name. Name last. Object type is not provided. Argument for object type is not provided. Really?
Yes, we'll call it item. Sure, whatever. We will do a new and then instantiate.
Is it? It could be. Oh, save the file. Yeah, that, I bet you that was okay. It wasn't this. The file wasn't saved. Hang on. Oh, how did it do that? Anyway, generic type. So I'm gonna say G for generic. Calm down. Generic. Save. That's why. File wasn't saved. Code was fine. Okay, that little switching the terminal thing, saving the file. I gotta figure that out. Automatic buffer save. Okay. Munch. Okay.
The object type on that item. And let's see how we go. All right, so actually that we need an array coming out of there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. I think that might actually work. So let's see. Let's console log here again. And in this case, we'll use create objects instead of permute rows. And now it's telling us, hey, buddy, right? That is not a constructor. Add full name does not implement new, but person with full name is a constructor. So there we go. Okay, cool. And I don't know, let's call this LG Harrington. That's one of my dogs. So let's see. All right, let's try it this time. Great. Okay, so now the second console log is our object with the correct name in there. And now that actually has that full name getter on it. So instead of doing that, let's go and just add on a map. And we'll take our object, which it knows, by the way. It's smart.
So I feel like he's riffing.
And it knows that that is a person with a full name object. Very cool. And we will just instead go and get the full name in there just to see, just make sure that it's getting the right thing. All right, let's run it again. There we go. LG Harrington. Nice. All right. Fantastic. So what I really want to just stress is, and this is all great stuff, but the return type is one that we're going to carry through when we start looking at how to type hooks in React. And React is where we're going to go next. So episode 20, we're going to what we do. We've got to go and implement this now. So let's go iterate over data. And then with every item, I guess, we'll call it item, sure, whatever, we will do a new and then instantiate object type on that item. And let's see how we go. All right, so actually that we need an array coming out of there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. I think that might actually work. So let's see. Let's console log here again. And in this case, we'll use create objects instead of permute rows. And now it's telling us, hey, buddy, right? That is not a constructor. Add full name does not implement new, but person.
Oh. So that's what we did. Is like, hey, let's do this. And this instead. Add full name. Add full name. Type name. It's not assignable to parameter of type. It's not assignable to it's not assignable to parameter of type something. Oh yeah.
Person with full name is a constructor. So there we go. Okay, cool. And I don't know, let's call this LG Harrington. That's one of my dogs. So let's see. All right, let's try it this time. Great. Okay, so now the second console log is our object with the correct name in there. And now that actually has that full name getter on it. So instead of doing that, let's go and just add on a map.
Yeah. Map. Okay. Let's see what we got.
And we'll take our object, which it knows, by the way. It's smart.
Callback, value, person with full name, index number, array, person, any of this argument. Also define callback function.
And it knows that that is a person with a full name object. Very cool. And we will just instead go and get the full name in there just to see, just make sure that it's getting the right thing.
Map, object. Let's do this. Go to yeah. Okay. You really? Oh, okay. There we go. So cut it off. Get it wild. All right.
All right, let's run it again. There we go. LG Harrington. Nice. All right. Fantastic.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Boink. Okay, cool.
So, what I really want to just stress is, and this is all great stuff, but the return type is one that we're going to carry through when we start looking at how to type hooks in React. And React is where we're going to go next. So, episode 20, we're going to start looking at how to build a React TypeScript project. Can't wait to see you there. But in the meantime, of course, feel free to hit that like button, comment if you have any questions, share this video with your friends, and of course, hit that subscribe button if you really like these videos, and ring that bell and you'll be notified the next time a new No BS TS video arrives.
Alright, so showing Jack some love here, give him a little thumbs up there for his hard work. Okay. Return type, yeah, because I remember seeing, when I first started looking up TypeScript, well, I can't even remember, last year, 2 years ago, whatever, I kept seeing stuff like return type, and then did this weird, stuff going. I did not understand what the heck I was looking at, right? I mean, I knew theoretically, like from a high level, what the heck this thing it was doing, what TypeScript was attempting to do, right? But I did not know how to code it, so this is great, because it's like helping me understand what the heck is going on, right? It's very illuminating. All right, so now the question is, should I go forward? Should I go back for the next video? I don't know, but I'll figure that out off camera. Thank you for stopping by. For anyone who is watching this, transition over to my floaty face. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.